Hello everyone, Dr. Mark here, and today I want to talk to you about 5 great dog breeds that do not drool much. Drooling is not a problem around my house and my dogs do not drool much, so it is not much of an issue. It can be a serious issue though. Excessive drooling can be a health problem, like poisoning or dental disease, but if it happens all of the time it is genetic. If you have had a Dogue de Bordeaux, a Newfoundland, or one of the dogs that drools a lot and makes a mess in the water like the giant schnauzer, then this is obviously more of a concern for you. Drooling and making a mess around the house is an uncomfortable subject for large dog owners and one that is often ignored by people when they are selecting their new dog. When they get the dog home, however, they might find that the slobbering is a bigger issue than they expected and their wall-to-wall carpeting is not built to handle the mess. They may end up sending their dog to a shelter or locking the dog outside most of the time and ignoring his social needs. Is it that big a deal? I guess it can be, since not everyone wants, or can even stand, a Dogue de Bordeaux messing up their house. Some people are more concerned about dogs who shed too much, some about barking, and some about behavioral problems like digging and jumping up. I would like to see everyone choose the right dog. If excessive drooling matters to you, make your choice from among these breeds I discuss in this video. Before I get into the list of the 5 large dogs I would recommend for someone who wants a dog that does not drool much, I want to mention my Ask a Vet column so that I can help any pet owners out there that might be watching the video. I am a veterinarian with over 40 years experience and host an Ask a Vet column at yourpetsathome.com and pethelpful.com. Although some canine health questions can only be answered after a physical exam and possibly lab work, if you have a problem you are not sure about, have a strange case you need to discuss, or want a second opinion on how to proceed, you can contact me at either of those sites and we will try to help. You can also read my articles at either of those sites or other articles about training, dog breeds, and other things all pet owners need to know. The great-looking Leonberger from Germany sheds quite a bit but doesn't drool a lot. Actually, this is one of the few giant breeds of dog that does not drool much. They were developed using breeds that drool, but these dogs have been selected so that their lips are close together. Most giant breeds do not have lips similar to this dog and tend to dribble everywhere. Leonbergers are much more likely to make a mess when drinking and may need their faces wiped clean a few times during the day. There were only about 8 Leonbergers left at the end of World War II, and all the dogs we have today are descended from them. Many of the dog breeds that have only a few ancestors suffer from genetic diseases like hip dysplasia. This disease is not a great problem in Leonbergers, however, since dogs are screened, and only certified Leonbergers are allowed to breed. These dogs can develop bloat and have heart problems, though, like a lot of big breeds. They are also prone to several types of cancer, which may have a genetic origin, retinal atrophy, PRA, and diseases of the eyelids. Leonbergers usually only live about 7 years. Like all dogs, they need to be socialized and exercised, but this giant is friendly, good with kids, playful, and a great companion. And they usually do not drool much. The Borzoi is a sighthound and may not look it, but they are actually quite large. Many weigh over 100 pounds and are great because they do not bark much and are not likely to drool. Unlike some large breeds, they also do not make much of a mess when drinking. Borzoi are usually healthy but are at risk from bloat because of their deep chests. Hip dysplasia is rare, unusual in such a large dog, and these pets usually live to about 11 years. These dogs aren't very good guards, but they are large enough to look intimidating. They would rather be off running instead of guarding, of course, and if you get one of these dogs, make sure you have an enclosed place to let him run free. Most of the old English sheepdogs do not drool much. People cannot tell this because their faces are covered in hair. They do tend to make a mess when they drink, of course, but any dog with a beard would have trouble staying dry. If the wet face is a problem, I have seen many clients who shave their dogs' faces. This dog is actually a shepherd, large, around 100 pounds, and intelligent enough to compete in all sorts of activities. They are good in obedience, agility, tracking, and even personal protection events, Schutzhund. Old English sheepdogs have big dog problems like hip dysplasia and bloat, and dogs are also prone to heatstroke because of their heavy fur coats. They usually live about 11 years. Most of them are calm dogs, quiet and happy to sit around with their human family. The Doberman was developed using a lot of breeds that drool, like the Rottweiler and the German Pinscher, but they were selected for a conformation with tight lips, and Dobermans do not drool much. They were originally meant to be personal protection dogs, and of course, they are still ideal for this job. Doberman Pinschers, Dobies, are large but not giant, weighing only about 100 pounds or less. Some dogs are prone to heart disease, dilated cardiomyopathy, hemophilia, von Willebrand's disease, and several other inherited diseases. A Dobie that is free of these problems has a life expectancy of about 11 years. Since they have a short coat and do not drool, Dobies are good dogs for a small house. They are not considered an aggressive dog with their family but may be with strangers. The standard Poodle is the large dog breed least likely to drool, and, since their faces are often clipped clean, they are also unlikely to make a mess drinking water. Poodles are often companions and house dogs today, but they were originally gun dogs. They are active, intelligent, and do not shed much. Some of their health problems can be pretty serious. Besides being prone to bloat and hip dysplasia, like a lot of large dogs, many develop a serious disease of the adrenal glands, Addison's disease. They also may develop epilepsy, skin diseases, and kidney disease. Standard Poodles usually live about 12 years. If you are worried about excessive drooling because of allergies to dog saliva, this really is a great breed. Besides the clean face and lips that discourage drooling, Poodles are usually bathed and brushed often to keep the coat in shape. That will reduce the dried saliva and dander on the dog, making the Standard Poodle one of the best hypoallergenic dog breeds. If the great qualities of a Standard Poodle are what you want, but you do not like the looks of the breed, you might be interested in some of the designer dogs being developed using Poodles. Almost any cross is available, but Labradoodles, Labrador Retriever Cross, and Goldendoodles, Golden Retriever Cross, are both popular. If you are worried about drooling, check out the puppies carefully. Things change as they grow, however, and no one can tell you that a crossbred puppy will not drool as an adult. Breeders may be able to tell if the puppy will have a low-shedding coat like a poodle, but may not know what health issues the adult designer dog might have unless the parents have been genetically screened. Many great large dogs that do not drool much are dumped at animal shelters every year. Sometimes people have to move and don't want the dog anymore, and sometimes it is because a dog was chosen just because of how she looked. So if you are looking for a dog that does not drool much, be sure to check out your local animal shelter first. The shelter volunteers will be able to help you look at the dog's face and determine if she is the type that will drool and what a mess he or she might make around the house. Specific breeds, like those mentioned here, can also be searched for using petfinder.com. You can also visit dog shows and talk to breeders about the type of dog you are interested in. Some breeders also have websites to advertise their puppies, but be sure to investigate carefully and only buy one of these puppies if you can visit the kennel and look at the parents and the other puppies in the litter. Do not buy from a pet shop or internet puppy wholesaler. You will be buying from a puppy mill and will probably end up with a dog with behavioral and house training problems. Excessive drooling will be the least of your problems. Thank you for watching. I am a veterinarian with over 40 years of experience with dogs and cats, exotics, poultry, and livestock of many types. If the information in this video was helpful, please give it a like so that it can reach more viewers, and if you know any other dog families that need to know this information, please share it. Be sure to subscribe too if you want more information on dog health issues. If you prefer to read this information, you can find my articles at pethelpful.com. If you have any health problems with your dog and need some information, please contact me at my Ask a Vet column at pethelpful.com or askavet@yourpetsathome.com.